So here's a new little something from our friend, Mr. V.
You know what I always find funny, right?
Americans?
Oh, he's gone.
That's awesome.
People think Pete is this person who just doesn't tolerate anything, but he must be ethical. Oh my fucking God, we're kind of a fucking country.
I'm in love with that. I don't know how that worked, but John, you need to record that and put that into everything we ever do.
That was amazing.
That was my favorite thing ever. John.
All I know is it cut out and
John,
just scream
ready?
at the phone.
Three, ready? Three, do it. 3, 2, 1.
3, 2, 1.
People think Pete is this person who just doesn't tolerate anything, but he must be ethical. Oh my fucking God, we're kind of a fucking country.
Welcome to the show, everybody.
Fuck, you slowed it down so we could understand what you said in chipmunk language. John, your technical abilities are slowly, ever so slowly getting better. And I appreciate the hell out of that. I gotta be honest.
Thanks, brother.
Oh man, 100%. John, let's anyone who's listening now, there's a link on the top. We're going live on YouTube. This actually will be on our YouTube page, which is I'm a little two-sided, short and stout. Here's my handle. Here's my word, not the included. The not included.
Two-Sided Podcast. Our YouTube channel is Two-Sided Podcast.
There we go. Two-Sided Podcast. We're also on Spotify. We're also on Twitters. We're also on Instagrams. We're also, everything is accessible through John's link, and his address is on there. So he doesn't lock his door. So everything is accessible in his house. So find that, do a deep dive, and let's have a good time tonight, guys. Let's really dive in. Are you writing yourself a note to like lock door, move everything, leave country?
Get locks. Okay, great. Okay.
All right, well, can we do a shot? And I'm super excited. I've been chomping at the bit. I have props and everything.
Let's do this.
Let's do this.
Cheers to you.
Everybody who's listening. Bing, bing, bing. Oh, you think we probably shouldn't. There's no reason not to drink. Oh, no.
Oh, yes.
I'm down. I can bullshit with you for a few minutes because I got a lot of stuff to say that falls nowhere into the things, and I kind of want to get it off my chest before we go to the green room because no, I don't have to go to the office tomorrow, so but still I gotta go to bed before like 1 o'clock drunk. It's just rough, bro. Rough. If we just want to maybe put out the vibes like MFA. I know you're live on Twitch right now. I feel you. You're in the game. You know what's happening. You know who's listening? Follow MFA, Mother Effin' America, on Twitch, on Instagram. Great streamer. Give her some support. Her videos are hilarious. Her and Foggy 420. I was watching their shit today earlier. I downloaded the Twitch thing again, started watching that, but some of their stuff is on YouTube. That's it. They're great. They're funny. And it's just like, yeah, you don't have to like gaming. Like you don't have to like, for this show, you don't have to like redheads and homeless people. But if you just close your eyes, let Calgon take you away, the dulcet tones of it's excited. It's just the same thing. You don't have to like video games and Fortnite to appreciate the goddamn viewer that Foggy and her put together. The Linda and Cletus show. Holy shit, John. Like, it's hilarious. Like, they have some good shit. They have some funny. And how come is she so much more patient with him than with me? And he swears a lot more than I do. Like, I'm a lot better now. But I don't play the video game. So maybe I need to play the game. I get away with more swearing.
Maybe it's not the swearing so much as the vitriol.
Whoa, John. You watch your goddamn ass. That's the problem with you gingers. Always stepping out of line. See?
Harumph. Harumph.
I didn't get a rump. Better watch your ass, mister. Okay, that was funny because vitriol, and I didn't want to get too vitriolistic speaking. Yeah. Yeah, let's stick with that. See? Yeah, see?
Vitriolistic in its own is great. And then you're vitriolistically speaking.
Right. Right. Oh, come on, John. Conjugate, bro. You did English. You speak that shit.
Oh, I know about vitriolisis.
Oh yeah. I grew up in Vitriolsburg. It's where we
Vitrolania?
Oh yeah, it was deep in Eastern Europe, and they built a wall and made everyone else pay for it. Vitriolsburg. Very vitriol. Horrible. Yeah, the Vitriolsburgers will be very upset when they see the wall we built. Yeah, yeah. I hope David Hasselhoff is on the right side, yeah? Me too. Oh, Vitriolsburg.
The vitriolists won out over the whatever-civics.
God, their reign was so wishy-washy. I was just like, are you gonna torture me, or like you got me here? Like, and they'd be gone for a few days, and you're just kind of wandering around in the courtyard. Like, should we leave, or I don't want to be like anti-government? And they come back like 4 days later and beat the shit out of you. So, whatever is the bullshit, whatever is the shit. I knew I couldn't say the word. I was like, it was wishy-washy. Music.
Come, fellow whatever ski.
Whatever excuse. Yeah, they're like, nah. And they wander around like sheep, like, it's very hard to get the whatever excuse together.
For the whatever-civic. Right?
Whatever Zinskis must come together at one point. Why am I speaking to empty room? This is all bullshit.
I'm becoming vitriolist.
That's it. I defect. I disinfect. I detect a disinfectant from these whatever skis. It's bullshit. God damn it, John. God damn it. All right, man. Well, you know what? I'm a big fan of I was thinking about that. It's a good way to. I like to get all loosey goosey. It's like you know how people do the improv comedy, improv sports. Now there's Whose Line Is It Anyway that everyone knows.
Okay.
They've taken that thing. You can do it in college. You can do it in high school. You can do it in middle school, and get on the teams like the debate team, which is it's a great idea. But in practice, like, hey, I've had teachers who teach theater, and like, do you want to come to the thing? And here's the music. God damn, this is some shit. But everybody needs a space to stretch their legs, you know? If this is your passion, it's like, how to be silly. I can't do it at dinner. Like with my family, I can't, you know, well, until you're an adult, like you've been to rehab a few times, and like the restraining order has been removed, and like, you guys handle my jokes now, don't you? You don't want to move again, do you? Pass the turkey. Thank you very much. That's a joke. My family's vegan. They don't eat turkey. But yeah, the idea of like an open thing of stretching your legs, and like, oh, where does it come from? Where does it go to? Who's picking up what I'm putting down? Let's have a little fun before we start getting into John's fun time and not fun time, or whatever you call it these days. I literally tune out once I hear the didgeridoo. I feel like a small tumor started a year and 3 months ago, and it grows bigger every time I hear didgeridoo. Anyone want to hear didgeridoo solo? I'm like, no. But I'm
Well, you can only be the funny guy at the office for so long before you're the goofy guy at the office, then the wacky guy at the office, and it just gets worse and worse from there, right?
Right. Then the hostage taker at the office. And the guy who's escorted up by security at the office. And the guy who cops come to his house because how did you steal 17 copiers at the office? And he said, how did you know? And they said, because we found all these Xerox copies of your butt and your face all over the office. It was like, touche, officer. Touche. I'm still keeping the copiers. At least they're going to be held up in the court case.
Who uses a copier these days anyway?
Right? Who truly uses a copier?
Yeah. Let's get into it.
You know what? Let's play the game.
Well, howdy. I'm John L. Peacock out in Brooklyn, New York.
And I'm my boy Pete in Southern California.
And you're listening to Two Sided, where every episode I challenge Pete with a bit of the two sides of life, the fun and the serious.
Yeah, the right and the wrong, John, the me and the you, the yes and the no, the listen and the no listen, the good at things and the no good at things, the yeahs and the no nos.
Well, I'd like to ask you one quick question since we've moved to a later time slot for our live recording of these episodes. Hey, how you feeling in 3 words?
Ready to rock.
Fantastic. That's going to definitely lead us into our first lightning round.
I beat you to it, John. You had a pause. It was a good pause. But it turned into a pregnant pause, a very late term pregnant pause. Lightning round. How's everybody doing? All right. Good to see you back. All right. How you doing?
What up, lightning round guy? How you doing?
Good.
You
Yeah.
can go now.
This fucking guy.
You really hate it when I engage with lightning round guy, don't you?
No, I really do. I tune out because at this point, I've already been drinking. I'm like the alcoholic father who doesn't even pay attention to his lightning round guy.
What'd you say, Dad?
Don't call me fucking dad.
Oh, doggy. I love you.
Fuck this guy. Seriously, John?
He does love you.
Do you know what?
Really does love you.
I love taking little cocktails before we do little tiny bits of work because it's a reward. It's like the carrot over the stick, John.
Yeah.
So
I like carrots.
you shut the fuck up. Okay. I'm ready.
You know the therapy bills are going to be real big.
I'm just hoping he's going on tour with Slayer and Mustard Plug. So I'm hoping he ODs somewhere along the way. I don't know. We're just like, there's an opioid epidemic for lightning guys like him.
What'd you say, Pops?
Stop calling me Pops and get your goddamn tour bus shit together.
Love you, lightning round guy.
Bye,
This guy.
We got some messages. Let's do a shot. Listen to these
Good
messages.
shot. Cheers, everyone out there. Let's shot.
Hey guys, I'm here for Pete's Ragings and some of John L. Peacock's rationality. What's going on to the foxes? It's your boy Vermillion in the building.
My man. Let's do it. Oh. We got to take the shots after.
Just because
I'm in the middle of like,
you're just like, thanks for coming up.
That
Like,
wasn't you, man.
that wasn't you, man. That was the shot. I was like,
It's all about time.
it's all about time.
Dude, I totally agree. Rewarding yourself should happen before you accomplish anything.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Because how are you going to... I'm the person. Okay, this is how I describe myself. John likes to get philosophical, but I see myself as the potential energy, but not only am I the potential energy, I have the ability to make other potential energies turn into kinetic energy. John likes to call that a bad influence, because like, we shouldn't do this. Like, yeah, we fucking should, bro. Don't be a wuss. Come on, baby. Let's do it. Come on, the cops aren't even in their car. Let's go ahead and take it. Come on, John. Shit like that.
Well, anyone who's anyone knows that our first lightning round of the episode is always a standard Q&A. My boy Pete, are you ready for the questions?
Unfortunately, I kind of am. Unfortunately, I'm kind of not, because John tipped his hand a little bit this week about what he's going to, and I don't know if he thinks it's fun or serious or funny, because he's a goddamn enigma wrapped in a conundrum. But I know, so if he's going to ask me questions like this, I'm like, now I'm already thinking, because he's going to use my answers against me in a court of law. I have to think carefully about how to answer these questions for the later answers when he asks me again. But yes, John, that was all my internal monologue. I hope it wasn't out. We can edit that out in post. 3, 2, 1. I'm ready.
It'll be fine. You'll be fine.
You goddamn bastard. Lead me down the primrose path.
First question. Name one thing you loved about 2020.
You. Yes, you. But the Netflix show You, really, really good. It was about someone who loved too hard and had to kill people who got into his people's love's way. Super good. But also John L. Peacock. So You.
Well, I have to get both of those.
Sure. Sure.
Next question. Tell us something you loved about 2021.
The second season of You. The reiteration of John L. Peacock and the second season. It was like, of course you ran away to a different town. Of course people hid. They had new lives and they did different things. But they're still going to kill for the ones they love, right? You Part 2. The reiteration of John L. Peacock.
Well, with such a shout out, how can we watch this show?
I believe it's on the Netflix still, but it's really dark. It's really like, oh no. It's one of those things where they show, it's like the good guy becomes the bad guy becomes the good guy. And like you start to like root for the wrong people, and you're like, what am I doing? Because then you take a step back, like, what the fuck? And it's so fucked up. But it's no, just if you fucking stop struggling, I'll stop fucking choking you. Not that. But that's how I feel when I talk to you and Lightning. So Part 2, the reiteration of John, I don't feel like choking as much. I just like say, does this smell like chloroform to you, John? And he's like, and we stop the argument.
Okay, no struggle, no violence. We're fine.
Yeah, he just goes to sleep like it's goddamn peace and quiet.
So it's somewhat Iago, Richard III-esque. You start rooting for the villain, and then you realize how horrible the villain is.
Correct. But then at the end, I'm still like, nah, man, I'm Team Villain. Like, there's a soft spot in my heart for Slytherin. Shout out to Harry Potter. Like, come on, man. Of course. You're big, dumb guys. You got nothing else better to do than follow a rich kid around and be badass. Do you realize the parties you're going to get invited to when school is out if you hang with him and beat kids up? Bro, I went to wizarding school. I know how this works. They don't tell the true stories of wizarding school. Anyway, good guy, bad guy, Iago. Yeah.
Yep. Also, shout out to alliteration tongue twisters. That was a great one. Soft spot my heart for Slytherin.
Thank you, sir.
Give us your predictions about our prospects for the rest of 2022.
It's going to be great. It's going to be great. For me, actively for me, because I've learned I've become better at compartmentalizing, where the compartmentalization doesn't alienate all of humanity, just the majority of humanity. And I still connect with your crazy ass. And then I have friends online, it's like, I don't have to talk to people or see people, or like, if I do, it's like a fucking supervised visit and John is there. Like, I feel okay with this. Court ordered, I'll show up. It's like, yeah, so I feel good about all of those things. But here in California, things are getting bad again as far as like our variants and all the bullshit. Things are getting bad for work-wise, and I've had a lot of friends who had some fucked up shit. Like my friend at the hospital in Orange County, like where they like a crazy motherfucker came in and stabbed doctors. Like, you know, it's like just getting crazy.
Yeah,
it's just so my prediction is that I'm going to eat a lot of chicken wings because they're delicious. I'm going to make more gnomes on my porch because I paint gnomes. That is fun as shit, bro. It's so fun. And do weird little things, and like you go put them around the neighborhood, like, what up, gnomes? They're visiting. It's like the Elf on the Shelf. It's like the Tony Montana version. Like,
we got to show people all that awesomeness through our Instagram. I mean, that's
I know.
something that just, yeah.
That's my next thing is I got to start. So I have the pictures. I got to at least do the pictures. Yeah. Anyway, yeah. So that's the thing. So I think everyone needs to find your own lane, something that makes you happy, but do not tune out. I think if we all find our little happy place, find our little thing that makes us happy, or whatever, but we stay tuned in, like, don't tune out that this is fucked up and I don't want to deal with it. Like, cool, stay tuned in, but find it, like, to hang up the goddamn guns. Find a time to like put the scalpels away, put your feet up, smoke a bowl, and like just enjoy yourself and like be happy with you for like, this is my morning. I get from 6 a.m. till 12:28, 44. I am in a time machine, like 1.21 gigawatts. Like, we just can't go get plutonium in this kind of day and age, Marty. What are you talking about? It's like, yeah, 1.21 gigawatts. I don't know, but I'm just saying, if we all find our niche and we all stay in tune, we'll all be good. If we lose either one of those things, we'll all be kind of fucked. It's a hard road, but you got people out there. Like, I know I'm better because I got you people out there. I got anyone who's listening to us, anyone who's been supporting us and sending great messages on Instagram, who's been emailing us at twosidepod@gmail.com, who's just reached out and like, it's just like onesies, twosies, like when you feel like, yeah, you're good, but you're.
I've lost you, brother. Right after our email.
What did you say?
Talk more.
Can you hear me? Check. Can you hear me? Can you hear me now? What about now?
Now, yes.
It's perfect. We usually fix these things in post, but we realize that we don't ever have a post because we don't believe in a cereal company. We're all General Mills fans over here. Two-sided pod, sponsored by General Mills. You like your golden grams? Well, fuck with us.
As my boy Pete is expounding on amazingness and how we can all be happy and how happiness can reign in the rest of 2022, the stereo gods say, no, you were going to blank him out. That's amazing.
Yeah, I know, that's the thing. God, the others have been talking. They're tired of living this way. Keep it to the underground. We'll spread the message of what happiness can be. Shh. Stereo's listening, motherfucker.
Don't get too much attention. Don't rock the boat. Don't rock the boat.
It's full on like The Great Escape, where one of us gets caught in the barbed wire with our motorcycle. We dig tunnels. I haven't watched that movie in a hot minute. I was like, no, I was gonna say like, oh, I get throw the hot box and I have a baseball mitt. Like, no, that's cool. No,
Right, yeah.
I feed Mr. T pancakes. No, that's Pee Wee Herman. I'm mixing all of them up. Anyway, find the thing that gives you joy. Find the thing that gives you something, but don't tune out of the real world. Real world exists, motherfucker. You ain't gonna get away with that. You come out of your happy place, that motherfucker comes out. You go on a boat fishing for 4 days, you come back. Nope, sorry, no zombie apocalypse. You have to go back to work. Bye. I pray for an apocalypse of the zombie sort. Not an apocalypse, but a zombie one. Oh, bro. Like I feel like I've been training for that. Not only physically, because I've been putting on a lot of carbs, but also in all my media viewing. Like I know how I was like, let's get to a water source, cut off all entrances, control the population.
Before you get too far off track, just going to reiterate. So you're saying fantasy world of happiness is not the best place. You can find happiness in reality and stay here in reality and find your own happiness. And that's where we'll all get better. Be happier.
100% correct. You find your moments of truth. It can be the ones that bring happiness. If it's the 2 minutes of a cigarette, if it's 2 minutes of an orgasm you have with someone, if it's a moment of joy looking out over the sunrise over a beautiful lake, those little fucking moments, feeding the birds in a park where no one's around, no one's fucking with you, not hearing the horns of the city, you're not hearing anything. Just little moments. Those are the ones you have to grab. Like, this is the best part of my day. And hold it. And like, I can't wait to come back and do that. And there's another one, I can't wait to do that. There's another, I can't wait to do that. Fuck it, I got 22 more hours in my day, but I'm excited about tomorrow for my 2 hours.
Yeah.
Be happy, be excited, be present.
Dude, that was the longest answer you've ever given for one question of lightning round, but I think it was the best. That's fantastic.
Sorry, John! Get back in your closet!
Yeah, we're sick of you now. You can go back. Thank you. Jeez, he really just keeps going, doesn't he?
Get out of here!
So we're going to have one last question, and it's going to help lead us into our next segment. Before we have quite a few messages. We're going to have to plow through them. I won't let you pontificate too much. But the last question before we get to those is, what's the closest physical connection and or exposure you personally had with COVID-19?
John, I once danced with the devil in the pale moonlight.
Let's get to these messages and get going, right? Yeah.
That's right. You happy?
You happy?
Oh, it's good to be here on the two-sided pod. That's TWO, sided pod at gmail.com. My man Pete. Fuck. It's been a while.
It's been a hot minute.
48 hours. And John L. Peacock, you guys, we need more of you. I was just live. I left to come kick it with you guys and the Foxes and my boy Vermilion.
That's my dude. Like, I know you're going to
plow through. She said something like 2 days. Like, it felt like a million years. Mona Lisa.
Girl, I knew you was live. I knew you were. I knew you would come to me. It's like a beacon in the night. We're like two unicorns passing in a swamp. I don't know what that means, but it's...
You're not a bad influence. I mean, let's face it. They're on the precipice. They're teetering on the edge. And you come along like a gentle breeze, and you barely
100%.
influence.
100%.
And and then they take a horrible spill.
Right?
Not your fault.
100%. I'm a weeping willow. I'm a weeping willow. They're mighty oaks. Do what you will.
Shout outs to Slytherin, Malfoy, and everybody who has pigment deficiencies.
Yeah.
Hey, there you go.
Rolling with the gnomies.
I'm gonna get tattoos right here that say "Gnome Life."
Hey, fellas, how you doing? Watching you on the YouTube right now, and I have questions.
Got all the answers.
And compliments. John, your beard is coming back beautifully. And Pete, I can't help but notice that either the lighting has changed or all your gray has disappeared. Either way, you both look fantastic. How you doing? How you doing?
I'm so excited, John. I'm so excited. Like, give me 2 seconds for this one. Can I give 2 seconds for this one because I was drunk? No, I wasn't. I was game prepping for the show. And I was like, all right. So I pulled all my hair back. My beard is just ridiculous. I can like tame it a little bit. So I just got drunkenly started doing this. I can't see anything on this side. And I was like, it was great. It's like, I don't know how it's going to look. I have to ask someone when they see it really up close. But it turns out when I did it, I got a real, like a lot of the gray was out here. Like, I feel like what that means is I'm young at heart, John. I'm also down to clown. Okay, good.
Dude, they're Banksy-esque, all right? Fuck street art, lawn art. Go for it.
Bro, 100%. Okay, green room topic. Remember, make me talk about gnomes in green room. Like, I have so much to say. Do it. Go.
I could hear you the entire time, Mr. Pete. You sounded amazing. I believe in everything you said.
That's my girl. Good people.
Yep.
A 2-minute long orgasm? Holy fucking shit.
Apparently you've never been to a Sting concert. Am I right, John? All right.
Pete's right. Grab life by the little moments. Twist them.
Now will you talk, life? Now will you talk when I twist those little moments? You answer me, life. You fucking answer me.
Some people do call those the short hairs.
You know what? If you have alopecia, they're all short hairs, Sean. Easy shit. Is Will Smith there?
Happiness, and I raise you. Because I think we have, especially in the United States, this thing that's called "What is itis?" We see all the doom, we see all the gloom, we see all the not enough money in the bank, and that negates law of attraction because when you ask for something, you're supposed to let it go and be happy without it. And as soon as we ask for something, we notice we don't fucking have it yet. Where the fuck is it? And that keeps everything away from us. To be in alignment, to have everything we need, we absolutely need to go into make-believe land. Just like you did when you were a kid.
Exactly.
Running out.
No, you do, but at the same time, if you live in make-believe land all the time, you lose your soul. You have to be able to give up a little bit of yourself. Think about, like, you're doing active service. You're fucking doing whatever, 6 months. And it's like if you live that way, if you lose your mind, you're gone. You got to keep a little bit something of like, oh, here's a time where I sang all the songs from Disney and quietly in my mind performed all the Little Mermaid songs because fucking Under the Sea is a goddamn hit. Right. No, it's right. It's the perspirations and the consternations and the galaxiations and the but the thing is, I feel like, John, we just wrote The Secret. So That's going to be for sale on our Instagram. Hell yeah. I think I'll go for a walk outside now. The summer sun's calling my name. It's calling me. Gotta get away, gotta get away. Just can't wait to get out of that summer rain. Everybody's laughing, sunshiny day. Everybody's talking, sunshiny day. A two-sided pond, sunshiny day. Two-sided.
If you're going to talk about gnomes, I hope that you watched the classic David the Gnome on Nickelodeon back in the day.
I did. I had little figurines that my grandma got me because I was watching him, and I had a little stuffed little David the Gnome. And I was like, he led me into the gnome world. It's the thing that they're like, hey kid, you want to fly? Check out this free gnome. And then once you put a toe in the gnome universe, like Jesus Christ. Like people are going to be blown away at the shit in my neighborhood. John, I actually have a lot of pictures. I guess I can get drunk and post things tonight. All right, fair enough.
One of the biggest quotes that I have a problem with is the quote that says, you have to work hard to get what you want. I don't think you do. I think you have to work smart. Thoughts are actions as well, and you got to do a lot of thinking and make sure everything is.
See,
run around in circles, run through our wheel, and stay exactly where we are. Why?
Because here's the deal: like he's thinking on a hustle level, and that's the thing. Like, because I was hearing people before I came on this talking about the New York hustle versus the California hustle. And it's like people out here who are like fucking LA, like up in San Bernardino, anywhere who's like, no man, I hustled. Like I had no, I paid my rent and you come to New York. I'm like, ooh. I was like, no man. It's just we're not used to fucking commuting. That's our thing. We don't like public transit. It's all bullshit. But that's the thing. Anyway, no, you're right. Keep going.
In every wish and dream and happy home, you will find a kingdom of the gnome.
We got another quick one with Murph.
Dude, I still want a giant fox I can ride on Swift.
Come to me. Oh shit, it's just John in a white robe.
And our first segment of the episode. Are you ready?
I am. Has your sound changed? Because it sounds like you're in a like a cave. Like it sounds. I don't want to mention anything because I'm also like, hey, there's something in your teeth, and you look like a ginger. I didn't want to mention all those bad.
Did I get it?
Oh, you got it, but the ginger's still there.
It's a little gingivitis. Don't worry about it.
It sounds better. Are you sounding okay? It sounds good for
yeah.
me. Can you hear me now?
What? Huh?
I can hear you now. Man who had his ears cut off. Horrible bit, John. I know you asked me the question. We can get into that later. Keep going.
We're going to talk about updates of COVID-19. So we've talked about COVID-19 a couple of times over the past year of this podcast. And for this episode, let's take another look, another check-in on the virus that brought the show together. The big bag boogie monster of the past 2 years, the coronavirus.
Oh, John, apparently you haven't lived the life I lived, because if you call that the big bag boogie monster of your life, you just like to use alliteration. You don't know what the definition of fear is, John. I have a crackhead who lives under my house. We've driven away 17 times. We've smoked him out. We've put a little fire under there. Turns out I was the crackhead the whole time, John.
The crackhead was in you the entire time?
Where are you guys going? Where are you? Ding. Sorry. Elevator.
This is our floor.
Fuck. Sorry. All right.
We've hit a few milestones since we last discussed the virus and ensuing pandemic on this show, with America going over 1 million confirmed related deaths and over 85 million reported cases. Both coasts have been showing spikes in the past couple weeks, with New York City going into, quote, high alert status for the virus, and LA and surrounding counties considering bringing back the mask mandates because of the latest surge in cases there.
Right, but fucking New York can't figure out the hammer violence on the New York subways, and we can't figure out the homelessness population or the people who don't have anywhere to. That's not PC. I used the wrong word. God damn it, John. Anyway, sorry. I'm gonna let you go. I'm gonna let you continue to go.
Okay. Though Mayor Eric Adams of New York City has sworn to not bring back any vaccine or mask mandates that has been softened only in the past couple of months, regardless of the high alert status that was first given by the CDC and is still in effect with the New York City Health Department. Other parts of the country have seen surges throughout 2022, though it seems many local officials have similar mentalities to Mayor Adams. To keep the economy and schooling and society in general in full swing, regardless of the number of new daily cases. And several scientists find their reasonings for this reluctance to clamp down again actually quite sound.
Oh, no, I'm just waiting for the end because I hear exactly what you're saying and you're setting me up to go off on these tirades, and I'm going to wait for your points to come across because, yes, I know what Eric Adams, he just got elected. Oh, the things that, oh no, I never drowned my cousin in the tub. No, I didn't do that. People are people, man. Ginger, if it was mine, like, of course I love gingers, all of them, especially this ginger, John L. Peacock. And I get elected, I'm like, first thing we need to do is destroy all gingers. They're the patient zero. They're the little outbreak monkeys. We can't let them fly. We can't let them rent. We can't let them work. Let's put them in a small little ginger community where they provide all the vitamin D that we milk out of them in their O negative blood type, and we sell it on the black market. And that's how we fund our next political campaign. And that's what I think. And so,
can you call it the red market?
No, because then they think it's all communist. And it's like, granted, on paper, communism is pretty fucking awesome. On paper,
socialism, especially, yeah.
Oh, socialism, bro. What is S&M? Key swap parties? All really good on paper.
Swinger culture, right? Yeah.
Oh, bro, you read a book, you see a video, awesome. You go to a party, oh no, nope. I'm gonna. Does anyone Nope, I'm good.
Hey, no shade. The average divorce rate in the swinger community is about 3%, as opposed to over 50% in the rest of America.
Oh, bro, no, 100%. I'm not saying that because if you look at, because if you can do that with your significant other, if you can like, hey, do you want to try this? You're okay. I'm okay. We are both okay, and you both get there and feel okay, and you both like, cool. You've now scratched an itch that a lot of people can't like figure out what their itch is. You can't like, because if one person wants this like, and one person doesn't, okay, well now you have an understanding and a person is like, or there's not, and this person's like, I've just found, is this like freebasing? This is freebasing. Okie dokie, I guess I can't go home then for a couple months. Okie dokie, okie dokie, okie dokie, okie dokie.
I was lost. I was on a walkabout. Amnesia. The largest spike in New York since the start of the pandemic was on January 9th of this year, with an average of 74,000 new cases that day and over 70,000 new cases reported in the days leading up to and after January 9th. The major difference between this surge which was much higher than even the worst days when New York was the epicenter of the pandemic in America back in March through June-ish of 2020, is the number of COVID-19 related deaths are only a fraction of what they were back then. So this is the huge difference.
No, that's a huge difference, and it sucks because I have one of my friends lost his mom like 3 months ago from COVID in Orange County, and it's like, dude, it's like, come on, man, what, like, everyone's thinking, because, and I guess that's what I'm part of the problem too, because I'm like, come on, man, you're dying from this when the war's over, but like the war's not over, and that's the thing we're all thinking about, like the war's over, it's not over, and it's just like the stupid people letting their shit down, you know, like be fucking some. Okay, go.
Well, it's something I heard recently of pandemic fatigue, but if you're done with the pandemic is not done with you. Just like if you're done with war, if you have war fatigue, you're like, I'm done, it's over. The war's not, it's two different timelines. And
I believe what you're trying to quote is the great Sylvester Stallone movie Get Carter, where he's in the office, take care of business, or business will take care of you. That's what they used in, well, that was a reboot, but they had it with a guy from Cider House Rules, Michael Caine. And they also referenced it in Spaceballs. Stand for pizza, or pizza's gonna stand out for you.
So, with over 100 deaths in the first 3 weeks in New York City of the first known infection, and with over 10,000 deaths in the city alone in the first year, the number of deaths have drastically decreased. With this is as of yesterday, with over an average of 6,000 new daily cases through this week. There's only an average of roughly 20 related deaths per day, with the obvious senior and or immunocompromised patients making up the bulk of these numbers.
Right, you got to know somebody who knows somebody who knows somebody to get on that list. It's like getting into a club in Vegas. Like, there's people dying, but I can't get arrested in this town. Old LA joke.
And the reason for this vast difference, according to the scientists at the CDC, NYC Health Department, and the WHO, is the number of vaccinated people who are becoming infected. Though the numbers vary wildly across the nation, the U.S. is now over 50% vaccinated, with the number in New York State being 91% of all ages with at least one dose, and the ages broken up in numbers increasing to 95% for all people 5 and up, and the same percentage reflected in the numbers of those 65 and up.
75, 65, no, 100%.
Yeah, let me get through these.
I'm ready.
Yeah, they wash over you. So for those of the age of 4 years and up, over the age of 4, 82% of all New York State residents are fully vaccinated, and 93% of the population over the age of 64 are fully vaccinated in the state. It's the highest state in the union.
Right, 70% of the time it works 100% of the time.
This has led to less hospitalization, especially in the city, which has been a major blessing that none of the hospitals have been overwhelmed, even close to the point that they were back in those early months, and really leading through to 2021 when the first full vaccinations were being distributed throughout the city. We were at major crisis point. Because of that, other people couldn't be treated, right? I'm sure you heard about it. I was in the midst of it. But that hasn't happened really since the beginning months of 2021, the hospitals being overwhelmed.
When you say you were in the midst of it, like you were helping. That was when you were a candy striper. You were volunteering.
That's right.
That community service.
I was just in the city. I was hearing the local news as opposed to the national news, right?
Oh, you watch TV differently than we did.
That's right.
Okay, gotcha. No, I just want to clarify. I'm taking notes. Oh, you have an antenna, so you watched it, and we had to turn on fucking cable and pay bills. Fair enough.
It's a digital antenna. That helps.
You're a goddamn digital antenna, John, and you do help. Quite enough. Woo! Folks, if you like what you're hearing, if you can't believe that the research John has done in this horrible time and place we've lived in for the last 2 years, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. We're live on YouTube right now. If you're listening to us on stereo, you can see our faces. You can see John's just complete disappointment in how I've derailed this to do a promo right now. But we're also live on Spotify, so you can roll back and hear it again in live time. I've seen on Spotify, on podcasts, you can listen to it 1.5 times, 2 times, or 4 times as much. So we can be really funny. And also you can send us a like. If you like us, 5 stars doesn't hurt us. 1 star hurts John. So I recommend both. Like, make a different account and do 2. Don't worry about it. It'll only help us. We're also on Instagram and Twitter. And John's the best person I know, and I only bust his balls for all the people who don't understand because I love him. I love him like the brother down at the tub. Shit. No. And 3, 2, 1. You don't talk about that. That's still pending.
Last time we talked about this, the Delta variant was the dominant strain, being the first strain to highly infect fully vaccinated individuals at alarming rates, and kind of did a wallop on the U.S. The newest variant, introduced to popular infectious rates when it first emerged in December last year, is the Omicron variant.
Omicron. Like, that's every time I heard that, like, it didn't sound as scary because it was like, oh no, Omicron, the next one's Fitch, and it'll smell like fucking horrible, awful colognes. I walk by it in the shitty mall I live in next to my town. Oh yeah, Omicron being Fitch. And everyone gets infected because everyone wore a fucking hat or a fucking sweatshirt for like 3 years, and they realize you're a bunch of fucking douchebags. Omicron being Fitch. Nobody wants you, variant. Nobody wants you.
For some reason, when I heard it, the way I had it in my head was Omicron.
I think that was the fraternity name for Uncle Phil in the season of Fresh Prince on Peacock. He was Omicron. Oh yeah, okay, Omicron, all right. And then he did Stephen. I was like, oh shit. Sorry. So I think I can dance. That's my next topic. And go ahead. I'll put it on the list. Sorry, go.
So the newest subvariant of BA.2 of Omicron accounts for most of the new cases across the U.S. and is known as the most infectious variant to date. Fortunately, as viruses usually trend towards being less lethal as to keep their population from dying off by killing all their hosts too quickly before new infections can occur. Omicron is also much less lethal than Delta was, and usually causing asymptomatic positive tests or mild symptoms such as a slight fever, cough, or maybe even a scratchy throat and mild muscle aches.
I believe this was the origin story in one of the X-Men. I forget what it was like. I had a scratchy throat. I had a BAZ. Oh, that's what it was. It was the A-Team, B.A. Baracus. A pity fool. I think he got the BA2, and then Pee Wee Herman poured cereal on his a pity fool. Sorry. I'm making notes now, and I shouldn't because I want to make jokes about everything because all the words you're saying are funny to me. I can't take you. It is all serious, and it makes me very sad. And so I'm like, in my little world, I'm like, okay, find your happy place. Do the fucking happy dance. Do the happy dance. Make the jokes. Make the joke. Fuck you, John. You're bringing BA2 to my world? I look better in a mask. I look adorable on radio.
Since you are going serious, I just want to point out that, of course, it can be much worse and can still cause the spiral effect of lung damage, inability to breathe, and even death. But these severe cases have been much less than the previous variants, even among the elderly, especially among those who are fully vaccinated.
So let's sum up. Let's get to the fucking things you're trying to say. If you're fully vaccinated, you're less likely to die. Even if you're old, you're fucked up.
And even if you contract it through a breakthrough infection, yes.
Right, because you're vaccinated. If you wear a mask, you're... Oh, wait, you haven't got there. You haven't gone there. Are you going there?
Well,
are you going
yes,
there?
No, not specifically. I talk about knowledge that we have, which include mask wear. Do you want to tell the people at home what they are looking at if they go to our YouTube page?
That is my whole Matt. You thought I didn't do props, John. Look at that. Like, it comes in and out, but I feel like that's exactly how my logic is. So it feels very normal, right? Anyone who's on our YouTube page, they'll get it. They'll fucking find it. Run it back if you don't like it. Oh, I don't want her to lose her mask. You know what?
Some kind of partial mannequin with Pete's standard mask back in the day. Would you like to tell them what they're looking at?
No, at this point, I don't even care.
All right. There you go.
It's a giant fuck. You know what? Here we go. Woo! Fuck off with little smiley face flowers. That's how we roll in this house.
By putting the mannequin on his lap, he has unplugged his headphones, so is now completely different. But let's keep moving, right? So our knowledge, we were talking about the variants and what has happened since our last update. Now we're talking about how much knowledge we have of the virus, which has greatly increased in the past 2+ years. For example, did you know that you can give your pet COVID-19 if you are in close contact with the animal?
A specific kind of variant, but not the same strain. God damn it, John.
So though interspecies infections are very low and the possibility of the animal becoming extremely sick from the supposed infection is extremely rare, it is technically possible. So because of this, the CDC says that you should avoid the following with any animal if you are sick.
Making out, sharing food, any kind of cuddling, anything past second base.
Wow. You got a lot of them. Petting, snuggling, kissing, licking, sharing food, and sleeping in the same bed. You've seen this? Have you looked at this?
No, it's just stupid. It's like, what do you mean I bought all this fucking peanut butter? Who's gonna lick it now? This is ridiculous. Stupid, John.
Also, though the information is currently incomplete due to the nature of the illness, we are starting to get a more complete understanding of long COVID.
Right, no, 100%, because it is incomplete and we don't know things, and we're learning as we go. Did you know back? I'm trying to think of I'm not good. Let's say back when I Love Lucy first came on, and you had lung problems. Right before then, hey, you need to smoke a cigarette, like Pall Mall, though, because they help. It's science. We're learning more. It's right. long-term Pall Malls. That's why we made the 120s. So you smoke them longer. So we're learning more. John, you silly son of a bitch. No, I'm with you. Like, bro, I don't know about long-term COVID. I'm cutting you off there because you get sick with something that fucks you up. It's going to affect you forever in some way, shape, or form. you break your arm. Like, I'm better. 100%? No. Dislocated shoulder. I'm better. No, you're not. Oh, I got the AIDS. Like, why does it call it AIDS? It doesn't help anybody. I got better. It's still affecting you. I got the everything. If you live through it, come on, John. Remember when we were at the Inquisition and Takamata said, hey, what do you know? You remember that, and we lived through it. We got better. It still affected us mentally because here we are.
Right.
Sorry, I digress. Continue. What does your science say what we're learning?
Well, as opposed to some viruses like the common cold, influenza, that when we get better, it seems we don't have reoccurring or post-occurring symptoms. Sometimes some people have symptoms that occur 3 to 5 months after their initial sickness, when they got better, quote unquote. Some are calling it post-COVID, some are calling it long COVID, and according to the CDC, the conditions can include a wide range of ongoing health problems. They can last weeks, months, or years.
So let me ask you this. So we're saying weeks, months, or years. We're only 2 years in. So the first person who caught it and had a symptom, I had a headache today. And they're like, this now lasts years. Motherfucker, you had a headache and you were dumb a year ago. Let me proffer this, John. If you were in a situation where you were dumb enough to speak in tongues and get bit by a snake while you're praising whoever you may be praising in the whole forest, and like, oh, the greater power. I don't know what sect you're with. If you get bit once and you get better, don't you think you're going to be in a situation where you're going to get bit again? Where someone like, no, it's reoccurring. I've literally, since I got sick, I ain't never done nothing bad again. That's why I got this cough now. Is it, come on, is it reoccurring? Is it just like you can't stop going to spring break in Miami? I get it every year in fucking March, April, and I fucking have a sick tan every time. Maybe it's the sun.
It seems to be symptoms that come back without sickness, so that people are not testing positive again. They are not shown to be sick as far as like infected by the virus again or still, but symptoms are coming back or new symptoms are coming.
See, no, I'm a victim blamer. Why would you dress like that and go get it in the first place if you didn't want these symptoms?
That's a funny joke.
No. Well, I mean, for health reasons, not for anything else. Not for, you can't
specifically only for this one.
Specifically.
There you
John,
go.
Come on, man, get the crossover. Hello, irony. Goodbye, knowledge.
And we now know that using a proper mask, usually with N95 or NK95 masks, most recommended, you are generally able to prevent infection even when in close proximity with someone who has COVID-19. Obviously, a blessing of knowledge for the doctors, nurses, and other hospital staff who have to be in rooms with COVID patients, many of whom cannot wear a mask because they're intubated or otherwise incapacitated, etc.
So, C19 and
N95,
N95,
NK95. Those two. Yep.
And PK421. PK421 did not wear an N95 or an NK95. Shout out to all the Star Wars heads. Stupid. God damn it, John. See, this is where you get me canceled, where I'm like, you're insensitive. I'm like, I know. I'm now hearing acronyms. But no, I'll go better. Ready?
Yeah, the recommended mass.
Yeah, no. I'm ready for a shot after this. I'll get better. Like I have the carrot at the end of the runway. I'm going to focus now, and we're going to be right on track. Ready? Let's do it.
So finally,
laser focused.
In addition to the vaccines and boosters now available to everyone ages 5 and over, there are other medicines currently available and even more in the works. So there are antiviral treatments that target specific parts of the virus to stop it from multiplying in the body to help prevent severe illness and death, and monoclonal antibodies that help the immune system recognize and respond more effectively to the virus. These are, in addition to the vaccine, are huge turning points in this pandemic.
Oh, huge in this pandemic. Like honestly, I'm not going to even belittle that, because that's like the booster shot. That's like when you're in Mario Kart and you're like, what am I getting? And you get like the three mushrooms, like, but then you also like right in front of it, you get the 3 red shells, and like, oh shit, and then the blue shell right after that, like, goddamn, I'm on payday. That it's the same thing. It's like, right, we're having these developments that help so much, that are good, but I'm like, bro, all it took was to kill over 1 million people for us to do some cool shit and figure it out. Let's not stop here. Let's keep going. Like, hey, let's throw another thing on. Like, was it you? A restless leg syndrome?
Not me.
Who in college? Who did we know? Was it Henry? I think Henry did.
Was it Henry? Yeah,
it
was
someone
Henry.
who would always shake, and like in the car, at the table, like, God damn it, what is happening? And you feel like, are we in an earthquake? I'm in Arizona. It's like, what is? Let's research robot legs. Like, let's keep going. And it's like a medical thing. Most insurances cover it. And then it's like, it's only for the rich and famous. Like, do you know how high I can jump with my robot legs?
It's amazing you go this route, because that leads us to our final point. To end on a great note, the billions of dollars invested in COVID vaccines and research so far are expected to yield medical and scientific dividends for decades, helping doctors battle influenza, cancer, cystic fibrosis, and far more diseases than that. And this is just the start, said Dr. Judith James, Vice President of Clinical Affairs for Oklahoma Medical Research Foundation. We won't see dividends in their full glory for years. So they're building on the success of the mRNA vaccines for COVID. Scientists hope to create mRNA-based vaccines against pathogens including influenza, Zika, rabies, HIV, respiratory syncytial virus, RSV, or RSV. So respiratory
I did RSVP for this conversation, John, so you don't have to clue me in.
All right. Which hospitalizes 3 million children under the age of 5 every year worldwide.
Okay, that's not
so. Right, but this is all helping all of those diseases, including that one that we didn't really know so much about.
Which is cool, but like, it makes you so pissed off about everything else, because like, where have all our technological breakthroughs come through? Our medical, our scientific. It's because of fear, and because we were trying to do something. Okay, that's okay. No, we're doing good. We're doing good. It's 9:20. Oh shit, it's 9:20.
Every great advance in civilization, there's a monster behind it.
And I want to be the monster behind the greatness, the two-sided pot. John, is that what you're saying? Do you want the monster to come out, John? All I need is a little science. What I'm asking for, right? You got that RNA, you got that MDMA, you got that PCP, LSD, XDMA. Basically, that such a VIP. I think that you should hand over the QT, if you know what I mean. Okie dokie, artichoke. Acronyms. I have a shot ready when we're done with this.
Let's hit these messages and move on.
Let's do it, buddy.
Now, on a side note, I special appreciation for everybody who saw me through my crazy time. I got robbed yesterday at the gas station.
What the fuck? What the fuck?
I felt so weak, man, like I was going to pass out. I'm still in shock, I think. I called the police. They called the paramedics. The paramedics were great because my blood pressure was through the roof, and I got everything copacetic. And the police are like, "Do you know who did this? Can you identify him?" I'm like, "Fuck yeah, I can. It was Pump 2. Yo, the hustlers in California and LA specifically, gas station attendant."
I'm telling you. Okay, I was like, he had pulled out. I was like, oh shit, did he get? No, I want to know about that. I feel like I would have felt a disturbance in the forest, like 1,000 voices crying out, and there was suddenly silence.
So isn't the COVID basically the influenza SARS virus? And if that's so, then how is the last couple of years any different than the years before that, other than the fact the government was hurriedly trying to push the numbers to make it worse than it was? Because, I mean, if you're a pig farmer, what are you going to do?
I'll tell you what you're going to do.
Pigs trust you, so you can lead them to slaughter. What do you think the government's doing? We're the sheep, we're the pigs, influenza SARS has been around for 20 years. And I might also want to mention the fact that the vaccine just makes it worse. Natural immunity, y'all.
A lot of the science that we have on the numbers of that is different, and it begs to differ on that one because the flu booster shots, greatly reduce the seasonal deaths that occur.
100%, I'm with you. Like the thing is, and that is true, John. That is true. However, and this is the thing where so I'm truly like a middle grounder, right? I truly 100% believe that yes, it's like, hey man, do you want cake or death? Like, okay, man, I know nothing's gonna kill me, but if you say this, I know we can go back and what people tell you and lambs to slaughter and like, but again, I have another theory for that because it's just like wait for the Xbox One and the PlayStation 5 release. Like get 5 releases in and watch your friends like, oh, your system crashed. Oh, nothing works. Oh, the gravity's fucked up. You wait for the 5th iteration. Like, all right, I'm in. You cleaned it up, and if you didn't clean it up, and now you just made it clean, so I can't tell you're controlling me. Like, you know what, man? I feel pretty good about my life right now, and I see everything in the cartoon. Is that part of the shit you put in me? I think I'll go for a walk outside now. The summer sun's calling my name. It's calling me.
Right. The time has shown that it's not leading. It is not killing people en masse. It is helping people en masse, and that's the numbers that I was talking about. The death rates, though the infection rates are spiking, sometimes higher than they were pre vaccines, but the death rates that are related are so drastically less.
You're so fucking morbid. Why are you always going to talk about death rates?
Or hospital rates. That's also went down quite a bit.
Every single time John comes to visit me, he's like, hey man, can it be take your ginger to work day? Do we want to do a slumber party at your job? I was like, oh, that's weird.
I just want to look in the drawers.
Nobody looks in my drawers. I yell at every time he comes over.
It really does. And that's going to lead us to our next lightning round.
Time to take a shot so he doesn't wake up. Here we go, John.
Cheers.
folks, if you can't believe we're still going on this and the serious part's done, we're going to do a lightning round and it's going to be fun. Apparently,
It's going to be real fun.
Follow us, hit the like button, hit the subscribe, tell your friends, tell your parents, tell your parole officer. I really don't give a shit at this point. Cheers. Thanks for coming in.
Cheers to everyone listening. Thank you.
I gotta wash my mouth when I trail off. Anyway, lightning round. I'm ready.
So for the second lightning round of the episode, we are going to go back to one of your favorites and mine, the editorial dick. That's where I read just a headline of a news article, and my boy Pete editorializes. So no facts, just opinion, off the cuff, without knowing any of the headlines beforehand.
Yeah, I know we go through this every time because I feel like I have I always feel very comfortable with this and like, oh, you did it. That's how you do it. And like, don't tell me the whole thing, but what was one example of a thing what was a question you asked me previously that I did good on, but I got it?
Oh man, I can't do that. That's it.
Okay, fuck you, John, let's do it.
What I can do is, I said all those words specifically because that helped you out the time that you did really good. It wasn't one headline that you did good. It was, it's only opinion. It's not facts. I don't need to go off on some tangent because I know something about the story. It's only just responding to the words. That's it. That's it.
Two things in life. I'll never call you as my phone a friend if I'm ever on a show, and I will never call you as a character witness in a court of law. Let's do this goddamn game, John.
Don't think too much. Don't think too much.
How? Okie dokie, artichoke. You had me at oakley doozly.
First headline. Joe Biden trashes ex-pres, worries about American democracy, talks gun violence response during, quote, Jimmy Kimmel Live visit.
Hey, dude. It hurts my soul. It hurts my soul. It hurts my soul. I had a heart-to-heart talk with someone who's directly aligned with me and my family, who's an older person. And I come to Jesus moment where it's like, you can't use the term those people when we're going and having dinner in public anymore. And you can't say, my partner was a black guy. I was like, whoa, Dad, it's a good story. Dad. Papa Bear. See you, Perry. I should have been got home. When you get
not necessarily your father, just a guy you call Dad. Fine.
All right, it was someone from the community, so Papa Bear.
Yeah.
I'm in a support group. I didn't even know what that was. I just went for free drinks. And it's like, apparently I have a lot of great friends now. Papa Bears have donuts every Tuesday and cocktails every Thursday. I was like, whatever. I like leather. I'll hang out.
It was the adopted drunkard program, and you were the drunkard.
So help me. If we could get a 501c3 for that, I would set that up, Don. I would set aside time and make that international cross country, like we'd be at the UN doing presentations. And that is exactly where Joe Biden comes on Jimmy Kimmel and feels that this is my connection to the people. And I'm going to talk about these things that are specific that I'm not good at, that I have talking points, but I'm going to deal with a goddamn professional comic and people who are, and his interviews are like not 100% great. He goes easy on a lot of people. He goes hard on a lot of, his interviews, I can take issue with how he goes and how he treats certain people. His comedy, it's like a man, he's good. Like, it's stupid as fuck. Someone's bad. I love that he brings his entire family along, and it's all like, oh yeah, Aunt Chippy, it's my cousin this, it's my grandma, it's my mom.
And this is Kimmel, not Biden, right?
Shit. All right, 3, 2, 1. Here's the deal about Biden, right? I'm like my grandpa. He's like his grandpa. He's like my grandpa. Everyone's a grandpa. Like, you should just stay in your goddamn lane. They want an interview? Nope, opie dopey. You're gonna talk how you should. Like, best of intentions, John. It's like, hey, John and Pete, do you want to go talk U.S. policy, live TV, when we close down at 11:30, 12 o'clock and go live and we're national? It's like, okie dokie. Like,
Yep.
No, that's a horrible fucking idea. No, I need a handler and a shot collar and a biscuit and a nap and also maybe a life plan and a 501k, 401c3 and an 8-ball. So I can knock it in and win the game of pool.
Speaking of 8-ball, next quote, next headline. Caviar, quote, bumps, end quote, are apparently the latest luxury flex in New York City.
Bullshit. It's not in my New York. Like, who does fucking fish this time of year? Like, that's bullshit. Like, yeah, I'm rich and I put things in my nose. I promise you, I can find things that are more expensive and fishier. I mean, in products and in my house than a little fucking beluga that came from maybe a corner store or Whole Foods. Fuck off. Am I doing good? Am I winning?
That one was a little bit more tight, a little tighter than the first one, which is good.
I'm trying my best.
Yeah.
I'm getting hot. I feel like once I start getting angry and vitriol,
that's where you flow.
Wow.
That's where.
I channel my inner. I am my own Patronus. Like, what are you? I'm a fucking charging bull on meth with an angry Riders of Hell at his back, who's also on the. Go ahead.
Moderna says new booster for fall could be, quote, turning point, end quote, in COVID fight.
Say one more time.
Sure. Moderna says new booster for fall could be, quote, turning point, end quote, in COVID fight.
Turning point.
That's their words. And it's essentially the turning point in the COVID fight. Their new booster that is supposed to be released in the fall for sweeps or something.
Moderna said the new booster that is released in the fall is the, quote, turning point. Am I catching all?
There you go.
I had to clarify because I've just come from Comic-Con, John. Virtually, because I'm not going to go there. I'm not a goddamn idiot. I've had all the boosters. I wear the masks. I got the dummy to prove it. I don't know if you saw, but the dummy's also wearing a Japanese Thundercats. You know what? Fuck it, man. This is the reason. This is usually what we keep for Patreon, but
Thundercats.
But it's Japanese. Yeah.
This is what Pete's showing our YouTube channel. That's
and now
great.
It's all fucked up. Anyway. No, man. No. Because I thought I was about Medusa. Medusa, this is the turning point. You will fall. And I was like, that's gonna be fucking awesome. But when you said it out loud again, I was like, that's not cool. Like, I don't trust a Medusa. I don't trust Moderna. Anyone who says this is the turning point, like, no. I got to see with my own eyes. I have to buy the new Girl Scout cookies to agree they're the best.
You're very transcendental in that aspect, and it's something I appreciate about you.
Bro. I may not be good looking, but my mom says I have good features and a very questionable mind. I think that means I'm smart. But she says, no, questionable.
Final headline.
Yep.
Suns COVID-19 outbreak in playoffs raises questions about NBA protocols.
Okay. Holy shit, I'm so glad you brought this up. And I know this is going to be a hot point. Like, we are going to get so much hate mail at twosidedpod@gmail.com. That's TWO sidedpod@gmail.com, because people don't know who I am. They don't know who I'm at. They don't know that I'm the editorial dick. They just know me as my boy Pete, the cat, on Instagram. They have John as the conduit. He's the one who summons me. He's the Whoopi Goldberg to my Patrick Swayze. You folks are the Demi Moores who are coming to watch me dance. I don't even know what that means. Say it again, John. What was the thing?
Suns COVID-19 outbreak in playoffs raises questions about NBA protocols.
Exactly. The protocol should be, are we really needing to have NBA? Like, I get it, right? Basketball sucks.
If anyone heard our Michael Jordan episode, they would know how much Pete really just hates basketball.
I just don't. It's the only sport I'm not good at. Because we always make fun of John pushing buttons and trying to talk. I cannot dribble, and like I tried for years. Like I made junior varsity in high school and I couldn't make it. I was like, fuck this sport. I made all the other sports varsity. Fuck this bullshit. I don't even need that shit. Fuck that. I'll do everything. I'll fucking do science club. I'll do gymnastics, mixed pairs. I don't give a shit. I'll do choir. Fuck off. I'll do plays. Fuck your couch.
I'll harmonize.
Volleyball.
Acapella? Yeah.
Acapella, yeah. Yeah. The most dangerous game where you went to an island, you hunted human beings. I was like, I'm in. I did everything. It was a very prestigious school. It was on the coast, Northern California. Really nice.
All right, let's get this out right now. Okay, so basketball, no. Football.
Yes.
Baseball.
Yes. Well, it's boring. I'll do it if there's cocktails and I have good seats, or if I'm playing. I will play the fuck out of it.
Soccer, also known as football.
I will watch that all. That's really good. I watch that.
I
won't play it. I won't play it because it's too much running. Fuck that. I'll be the goalie and I'll get drunk.
Women's soccer.
Same thing. They're running faster than I could.
Oh, dude, good. and the American women's team always does so much better than the men's. They've won the World Cup a couple of times, where the men's never have. Anyway, rugby.
Yes, that is what I want to play. But I was like, at this point, I would. First few games, I'm like, all right, so I dislocated my eye, and I got a herniated molar.
Australian football rules.
Negative. Have not played it. Love it.
Badminton.
Played it. Love it. I can fuck your couch up with it, dude. I played that in high school, and we didn't play, but it was like when you'd have any what do they call it? Intramurals.
Uh-huh.
And they'd have the things like every week, and they come to things like I was wrecking house. Woo!
Tennis.
Nope, too much running.
Okay, racquetball.
Yes, because it feels like you could murder someone there and see the blood splatter like a fucking Kill Bill episode. 100%. Yep.
Curling.
I've never done it, but I know I could be a goddamn Olympian champion.
Heard.
I don't even care what you're saying. The thing is I can throw the little weight, the stone, after we've been sitting here like shining the ice and we're all hammered, and like I have one cocktail, and like, oh, it's like playing darts or playing shuffleboard at the bar. How many hours have I spent playing this at the Bird up here? You play at the Bird.
Yeah.
It's not good, but you get drunk and perfect. Like, oh my God, put me on ice.
Bowling.
Yep. 100%. Love it. Watch it. Those are the finest athletes we've seen. Like physically, mentally, spiritually. these folks have conquered it all, and they're still getting strikes in life. I'm with them.
Woody Harrelson, Bill Murray. I mean, yeah, fantastic. I've seen Kingpin.
Oh, yeah, Kingpin, great. But I'm saying me, all the people from my last bowling team, the Well Hungarians, we were great and tough to beat. The Rolling Stones, super great. I'm just saying.
My mom was part of a high school league, and she did extremely well. She had her own ball. She was very proud of that. So big.
I know she was on my team on the Well Hungarians. I was like, Vicky, that's pretty upsetting that you came up with this name. She's like, shh, that's what I have tattooed on my ball. I was like, I hope you mean what you're rolling.
Let's move into our final segment of the evening. Let's have ourselves a little shot and finish this episode up. What do you think?
The fun part. Let's do it. Yeah, quick like bunny. Oof, John, I feel like it's dragging. Like we're not even being fun or funny. We're not even drinking. Like I feel like we're just like learning things. Like I have notes. Is there gonna be a test?
Yes. Yeah.
Perfect.
We are going to do a test.
That's perfect. So, folks, if you like tests, if you didn't take the SATs, the CATs, the MATs, the GEDs,
ACTs,
and if you have some PCP, you email us at that's a joke. Here's to you. Thanks for listening so far. Cheers. Smoke them if you got them. Don't. Seriously, we're drinking too much. Let's smoke it out after this.
Cheers.
Right, cheers. Let's get fun.
Okay.
Oh, no.
And I think our final segment of the episode, everyone can agree, is a fun topic. We're going to talk about the boss, the Prince of New Jersey, Bruce Springsteen.
Okay. I'm not a huge fan of Springsteen. I know his work. I sing it a lot. I reference it. I mean, he's no John Peacock.
Are you going to say he's no Celine Dion?
You don't say her name. You're not worried.
So,
I didn't want to bring that up.
Through 4 decades, Bruce Springsteen has served as a cultural phenomenon, a brittle and dark acoustic storyteller, a folk revivalist, a New Dylan, a working-class hero, rock and roll future, a force for political and social change, an eloquent songwriter, and unabashed party rocker.
I mean, where was he born?
Jersey, baby.
Jersey.
What is it? Ashbury? No, New Ashbury? No. Live from New Ashbury? Yeah, New Ashbury, New Jersey.
New Ashbury, New Jersey, in the USA?
He was born in New Jersey.
Born in New Jersey. Okay, I feel like I'm missing something, but I'm writing this down to think about the later songs that he makes. Born in New Jersey. In New Jersey. We'll figure it out later on. Go ahead. What's the rest of his story? Keep going.
So before, he's also known as a legendary live performer. The quote is, "Majesty, the mystery, and the ministry of rock and roll." Him being the preacher.
Who said that?
Rolling Stones. Rolling Stone magazine.
Really?
Yeah.
Majesty, ministry.
Majesty, the mystery, and the ministry of rock and roll.
The miss, and the
men of, yeah. He's the preacher of that.
Okay.
But before that, there was just New Jersey. Springsteen grew up and first assembled his E Street Band, many of whom remain on stage in 2022 on Jersey's beaches and its boardwalk clubs. His first 2 records were ambitious non-breakthroughs. His third was Born to Run in 1975. which made the kind of once-in-a-decade impact that resonates to this day. Then Born in the USA. I think you might have been trying to reference that in some weird way. 1984 album.
Hold on. John, say that again.
Born to Run in 1975 made a once-in-a-decade impact that resonates to this day. And the album after that was Born in the USA, 1984.
Born in the USA, Bruce, get a load of this. You'll never believe what the peacock is saying.
You got it, buddy. You got it.
Follow me for the changes. Peacock in the two-sided pop. Okay, go.
So, despite yet for the critical and commercial success, Springsteen's albums illustrated a drive to challenge his audience, as evidenced by the bleak 4-track cassette record Nebraska in '82, the introverted relationship document Tunnel of Love, and the Parch acoustic Ghost of Tom Joad of '95. And also the Pete Seeger sessions, We Shall Overcome, in 2006.
Okay, so everything you're saying, you lost me because I was not a big Springsteen fan. So everything you said, I feel like everyone in our audience, where I'm just lost listening to you talk about your fun times. And so we're like, okie dokie, you're joking. Oh, the Seeger? Let's talk about Seeger, man. Not him.
Okay.
Yeah, him. Fuck.
Let's get back to what everyone knows. Springsteen is probably best known for his album Born in the USA of '84, which sold 15 million copies in the US, 30 million worldwide, and became one of the best-selling albums of all time, with 7 singles hitting the top 10. The title track was a bitter commentary on the treatment of Vietnam veterans, some of whom were Springsteen's fans.
Right, well, but that time, and it came out in what year?
'84.
See, so that's just after, like, but you're talking about, because Senator's Son, when you talk about the war songs that are #1 hits, like if they have a message, they have.
Oh, Fortunate Son, CCR.
Fortunate Son.
Yeah, totally.
When you're talking. So what do you know? Do you have anything? What inspired him to write about Vietnam veterans? Was he was not involved in Vietnam.
No.
He had a friend and he has family. What is his
like
thing?
I said, many friends of his were so horribly treated when they came back from the war. And
so he had friends, family,
yeah.
like family. All right.
Yeah.
Okay, I got you. Okay, so he felt it through that. Okay, I got you. I was like, did Courtney Cox serve time? Is that where she got her start, where he started her in the video? No.
Dancer in the Dark.
You know.
Yeah, there.
Dancing.
So the lyrics in the verses were entirely unambiguous when listened to, but the anthemic music and the title of the song made it hard for many, from politicians to common person, to get the lyrics. Because the chorus could be read in many ways.
Yeah, it's Billy Joel. We need to start the fire.
Yeah.
You can hear about it. It's like, oh, I like saying those words. Didn't understand the depth.
Animal Farm, people on all sides of the political spectrum find commonalities in their own ideologies and
right.
say it's against the other. Yeah.
Folks, if you like what you're hearing, if you can't believe we're doing allegory comedy, you better subscribe. You better hit that like and better rate us, because now we're getting deep literature. We're almost done with the show. We're both, honestly, right as rain, which is, I feel like, because John's close to New Jersey and I'm close to John. So Continue.
So this song made a huge political impact as he was advocating for the rights of the common working class man, many of whom were these Vietnam vets. Many of them were his friends, right? So it was very personal, and he expanded it, and it became a huge political impact in that way. But in 1999, after a decade apart, Springsteen reconvened with the E Street Band, and in 2002, he released The Rising. Okay, I'm diverting a little bit from the script. This album is fantastic. If you haven't heard this, it's not one of his most
at all.
Oh, okay. So I'll tell you about
I
it.
haven't heard anything about Springsteen since when he broke down the Berlin Wall and Courtney Cox danced on his video. Like I have not heard. And then when Adam Sandler did that, and I haven't heard literally okay, I gotcha.
So The Rising is an attempt to make sense of September 11th, 2001. Came out in 2002. It was a critical and popular success. The title track, The Rising, gained airplay in several radio formats, and the record became Springsteen's best-selling album of new material in 15 years. They followed that in 2007 with Magic. This one I don't know, but it's an attempt to make sense of the attack's complicated aftermath.
So you said, here's a good album that was really great, and he wrote it for this purpose. Here's one that he said, here's my narrative of why I wrote it. I haven't heard it, and we're now talking about it, and none of us know anything about it. Is that what you're saying?
So the next album
that.
No, but my script is removed from whether I heard it or not. Right?
No.
Okay, so I injected a little personal and.
Are you going to be? So tell me, can you put put a hat on and switch it different ways and do a face every time? I'm omnipresent. I'm John L. Peacock. I'm the narrator. I'm participant. I don't get to have to answer questions. I'm going to use, Your Honor, can I treat him as a hostile witness? I'm going to pull an Amber Heard and take a shit on your bed, John. You're going to figure things out real quick. Too soon? Too soon. Sorry, too soon. Go ahead. So we don't know. Go ahead.
The quality of it, yeah, sure. If you want to say that, that's what that's the only thing you're talking about. What the album is it was released in 2007. It's called Magic, and it's an attempt to make sense of the September 11th, 2001 attacks and the complicated aftermath of it. So The Rising was an immediate response. That one I heard. It's beautiful. Magic is a response 6 years later. It is talking about the aftermath. I haven't heard it, so I assume it's beautiful because The Rising was gorgeous. It's hard. It's a hard album to listen to, and it's wonderful to listen to, if you know what I mean.
Really? No.
Oh,
no,
yeah.
I don't. Is it no, okay, I don't know, and I don't trust. No, you're good, but you've gotten soft in the last 2 years. If you ask me what, I love you because of your shortcomings. I love you in spite of your musical taste. You showed me so much so early, John. You opened the doors to my eyes of musicality and marijuana weeds. And then the student became the teacher, and you were left behind. I like this, and these are the things. John, look, we can fly. The first one's free, baby. Just call me. The first one's free. It's just like if you're listening to Born in the USA, he did it for his Vietnam friend who have you ever listened to Born in the USA when you watch Deer Hunter? It's like watching Wizard of Oz with Dark Side of the Moon, man. I'm telling you what, Bruce Springsteen had something there. Feed him out.
So if it alleviates any of your fears, The Rising was introduced to me by our boy Ed back when it was released, and that's when I was showing you awesome music, and you were appreciative of my.
No, the only thing is you use a reference of Ed. Ed said if you would have said that earlier, you could have saved us all this time, all of these jokes, all of this hilarity that we have been subjected to. I digress. Continue. We're halfway through.
So since 2007, the band has remained a freight train, as active, prolific, and resonant as any point in its past. Yet in all shapes, in arenas and stadiums, in New Jersey and across the world, in quiet houses in January, Springsteen's music has tried to explore the crossroads of escape and redemption, and the hard realities and cold compromises of American life, as well as the paramount need to hold of hope at all costs. A bit of what you were talking about earlier, a little bit more bleak in its wording, but the hope and the understanding, the happy and the reality.
Yeah, no. I was trying to sum it up. Like, we were early on. I wasn't drunk. I was trying to like not make you upset with me. Like, John, I feel very George Carlin. Like, the world is shit. We're all falling apart. Like, you just try to stay in your lane. Like, you do the good deed if you can. But like, man, I ain't bothering them. They ain't bothering. I know nothing. I know I'm Schultz. Yes, mein Führer. Click. Yeah, no. It's stay in your lane, but it's the very. No, I already said it.
Yeah,
you
said it.
Now I'm upset because now.
I was just saying that he was saying the same thing. It's a connection.
No,
yep.
He did. It was a connection of the thing, but I was hoping you were going to go into the band, because you know you're going to go through the band. You're going to like, drums. Yeah. We have.
Oh yeah. We'll get there.
Okay. I was pulling that up to make sure you didn't skip over.
So, a 1999 Rock and Roll Hall of Fame inductee, he was inducted by Bono, and he actually returned the favor in 2005 when Bono and YouTube were inducted. Anyway, Springsteen has sold more than 65 million albums in the U.S. and 120 million worldwide. He's won 20 Grammys, Academy Award, and was the recipient of the Kennedy Center honors and performed at the halftime of Super Bowl. He also received the Presidential Medal of Freedom at the White House from President Barack Obama in 2016.
Right. He was also the second shooter at the presidential Kennedy assassination. He received the Presidential Fitness Award because he ran the mile in under 5 minutes. He did 17 pull-ups, and he's a very good boy who gets a sticker and a hustle pass. Remember those? Remember we had to do the Presidential Fitness Awards, John? I do. I didn't run. Fuck that. Fuck basketball. Fuck soccer.
Track and field.
No, I do shot put, and I'll throw swords at you. And they're like, that's called javelin. I was like, I brought mine with swords. Continue.
So he has stated himself he is nothing without his band. Bruce Springsteen and the E Street Band will return to the road in early February 2023 with to be announced American arena dates, followed by their European tour that they just announced. Already sold out, and as of yesterday, had to announce new dates because of the huge demand in Europe for them. Everything sold out. They announced new dates of the 2023 tour in Barcelona, Amsterdam, and several other places.
What do you mean? It is sold out? It's a prego. It's always who's the boss. It's a primo, it's the boss. You know what I mean? Come on, you know what I mean? If you ever watch a Deer Hunter, yeah? It's very good. Boss, give me a ticket.
So this is the first tour they've had in 6 years, which is the longest stretch since their major revival in the early 2000s.
Right. Thank God for 2001.
Let's move on. Springsteen and the E Street Band last reconnected to perform on Saturday Night Live in December of 2020 when they launched live versions of 2 songs from their most recent studio album, Letter to You. And that was the first live recording that they had done together as a band in 10 years.
Right. I had Hulu at that time, so I skipped over the music shit to get over to Weekend Update.
Springsteen, on his own, in 2018, created and performed a one-man Broadway show, mostly telling the story of his life, the lives around him as he grew up in New Jersey, and other Americana tales, while mixing in parts or entire songs from his vast repertoire. Entitled simply Springsteen on Broadway. He would revive.
Keep going. Finish it.
He would revive this show for several more sold-out months to help revitalize a closed-down Broadway in June through September of 2021. And this was a huge deal to us. That actually, it was the first show to reopen on Broadway, and it just helped lead us to where we are today, which we would not be as open, the industry would not be as active as it is today if not for that show.
Right. Hey, you know who I am, right? I'm from fucking Jersey. Fucking in the USA? Apparently you fucking heard of it, right? Oh, why am I leaning close to you without a mask? I'm the fucking boss, that's why. This fucking guy. Give me some gabagool over here. This fucking guy. Yeah, this is my off-camera voice. I'll be born in the USA. You'll be born with a fucking pair of goddamn concrete slippers and get off the bridge. Bobby, Johnny, get him.
In 2020, the E Street Band released the documentary Bruce Springsteen's Letter to You, looking at the creation and recording of their newest album, Letter to You. And also, it had before unseen archival footage strewn throughout the band's reunion and recording footage.
That's, you know what, John, I'm with that. I'm so with that, like video footage, because the amount of footage that we have just talking with John in his insane asylum and me with my random background that is random most of the time, but everyone knows where I'm at. If you go back, you can see all the Easter eggs we placed. But it's like our show, when we do our documentary, it's going to be called Mulligan Lost, the story of two-sided. And it's going to be this beautiful documentary of like, our lost fronts, because I don't know who's going to do the voiceover. We got to figure out someone, not you, because you're awful. You're part of this. You're actively the story. I'm just like your voiceovers will be part of the story, but you're not the voiceover.
I have so many hours. I have over 100 hours of us.
Yeah, no,
it's so much. My mom said, "Hey, for your birthday, what would you like?" And the only thing I could think of is an external hard drive to clear up some space in my computer.
Your mom asked me the same thing, and I said hostages, and she's like, "Oh, I'm going to give John a hard drive. Maybe that'll help you vent your feelings, and then you don't have to take them."
Simple. Think simple. Keep it simple, stupid. Come on, kiss.
I know. The easiest answer is the most simple, but mine is the fucking best.
Right, Bezos there. Current members of the E Street Band are Springsteen, guitar and vocals, Stevie Van Zandt. Most known outside of the band as Silvio Dante.
Silvio. Hey.
From The Sopranos.
Hey, fuck. Hey, you want me to take care of that fucking guy, boss? Don't worry about it. Hey, big pussy, come with me. We're going to get him.
Having never acted one moment in his life before that role. Which is awesome, because he's so good at it.
It's like him, it's like when Steven Seagal hired all the real mobsters from New York to be in his Marked for Death and lessons, like, yeah, the same thing. It's like, oh my God, you're a star. Hey, I didn't even fucking know I was a star. I got to go put this headband on and fucking get on the road with the boss. No big deal.
Right, so on lead guitar and mandolin. Patty Skyfall. Hold on. His wife, but
His wife.
Scialfa. I realize that's really messing me up.
Gesundheit. Scalifia.
Hachu. Patty Hachu, who married the boss in 1991 after singing in the band for about a decade on vocals. Max Weinberg, also known as Conan O'Brien's insane comedic foil.
Right. And he plays the tambourine and the maracas.
That's right.
Oh, no,
drums,
he's the one
drums and percussion.
Oh, no, he's...
Gary Talent on bass guitar. Roy Britton, the only member of the E Street Band to have co-written any of the Boss's songs, Roy Britton, on keys, and Nils Lofgren, lead guitar, having replaced Van Sant, and then now playing alongside him, and he also plays accordion and mandolin.
Right. I feel like he's Norwegian or Dutch. You can't trust those Dutch.
Additional musicians who continue to work with the band are Susie Tyrell on violin and vocals, Charlie Giordano on organ, keyboard, and accordion.
Hey, that's a spicy Giordano. You come here, every Giordano is a family. Hey.
And Jake Clemens on sax. So I do want to have a little bit of a tribute to the members of the E Street Band who have died. There are two of them. I know you don't know about them, but I would like to give a little shout out. Are you okay with that?
Yeah, no, there's no stopping you when you're on a goddamn mission, John. What am I going to say? So, yeah, no, 100%. Is it a moment of silence? Is it a moment of saxophone playing? Do you want to say their names and how they died?
Danny Federici, the Flemington, New Jersey native, born in 1950, inspired by the Lawrence Welk show at an early age. Danny began playing piano and the accordion and was a progeny, winning Ted Mack's original amateur hour. He played in a lot of bands, and from polka to rock and roll, and he came into the E Street Band as their organ, keyboard, and accordion player.
As their organ donor. Keyboard player.
At Bruce's induction to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in '99, he called Danny, quote, the most instinctive and natural musician, end quote, that he'd ever met. During the Magic Tour in 2007, Danny announced his battle with melanoma and left the tour for treatment. Gravely ill, he rejoined the band on stage during a performance in Indianapolis in March 20th of 2008, and this would be his final appearance. He died almost 1 month later in New York City's Memorial Sloan Kettering Cancer Center. A major foundation, the Danny Federici Melanoma Fund, a nonprofit organization designed to raise awareness and research for the funds of melanoma, was established by his family and the E Street Band.
So with that, on that note, no jokes, this is another thing that we're going to be putting things and links on our Twitter and our Instagram for these foundations, for the Melanoma Foundation, for Danny, and for just the things we talk about and the links that you can, even if you don't need to donate, just look at it, support it, do just something there, just pass it on, because these are the things that have taken away some amazing people in our lives. And even if you don't know them, you know the impact they had on the people who do. You know the impact you've had on the society, that the jokes we can make, the Saturday Night Live Adam Sandler things with Courtney Cox, that she got her, like all these little things that enabled him, that enabled this, that enabled this. It's the butterfly effect, you know, just like take a second. John's going to do it. I swear to God, he is. I swear to God, he's going to do this.
And to end on a personal note of Bruce's, the 2009 album, Working on a Dream, is dedicated to Danny. And the song, The Last Carnival, was written by Bruce Springsteen, specifically for his longtime friend. So it was a close, very, very close.
I didn't listen to that. I haven't, like, you start putting shit in, like, all right, man, like, to me, it's almost the first time I experienced, like, because you watch movies as a kid, like junior high, like I wasn't really, everything you watched, I wasn't like invested. You watch a movie and it's like, oh, it made me kind of cry, but you didn't have a thing. But then you hear music and like, oh, here's a song. It's like, oh my God. And like you associate it with a thing in life and like, one headlight. I'm like, oh my God, if you fucking play Wallflowers again, I'm gonna lose my shit. Right?
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah.
But then you grow up and you realize that there's things tied, there's emotions tied to music, and it makes you feel for people and it makes you appreciate the fight. It's just everything's interconnected, man. Everything's as much as you don't want it to be. No, I take that back. As much as I don't want it to be. John L. Peacock wants everything to be interconnected so that all of his, like, I'm doing a fun thing on melanoma. Do you folks realize that this is the fun segment?
I have one more member.
Oh, no, I can't wait. There's more deaths in our fun segment because it's everyone needs their voice to be heard and they need to hear. So, who else passed away in the making of The Boss, John?
Clarence Clemens, at the age of 9, received a Christmas present of his first saxophone in lieu of a train set, and he became the quintessential sound of the sax for basically all of Bruce's albums. The sound of his sax reverberates through many of his E Street classics, Born to Run, Rosalita, Prove It All Night, Bobby Jean, Spirit in the Night, just to name a few. And between breaks from Bruce and the band, Clarence would lend his sound to many well-known musicians, including Roy Orbison, Carl Perkins, Paul Young, Todd Rundgren, Ringo Starr, and most recently, Lady Gaga. He provided sax.
Lady Gaga.
Lady Gaga.
Thank you. Come on, like if you're gonna lecture me, at least fucking do it right with the wrong pronounces.
Provided the sax for Aretha Franklin's 1985 top 10 hit, Freeway of Love, and had a top 20 hit single that same year, You're a Friend of Mine, a duet with Jackson Browne.
Well, no, okay. Freeway of Love, like, you said that, and I was like, rolling on a river. It's like, nope, that's not it. Nope. Go ahead. Continue your thought. That's where my head went.
Clarence died on January 18th of 2011, following complications from a massive stroke suffered just 6 days before. In his eulogy, Bruce asked, quote, "How big was the man? Too big to die," end quote. His nephew, Jay Clemens, who we mentioned, would go on to play with the E Street Band with sax in 2012 and beyond.
Nope. Don't like it. Like, it's good, but I need to see. Okay. That's the grant. Like, that's the family. I gotta take care of family. My fucking brother got to get his kid in here. Johnny, you know the business. Here's the deal. We're fucking moving a lot of saxophone weight around this place. We're traveling state lines with saxophones. You like tenors? You like bass? You like altos? Oh, we got a lot of alto saxes, Johnny. Here's the deal. Your daddy was a good guy. He kept his mouth shut, his lips tight, never missed a note. We need you to pick up his slack. We're doing 2 more shows a week. That means 20 more kilos of sax. You know what I'm talking about? Johnny, your daddy got it. Your daddy was doing the business. We're from Jersey, baby. We're from Jersey. Here you go.
It's amazing you mentioned that because I didn't put it into the section, but when Max Weinberg was doing the Late Show and could not make a couple of tours, Bruce had his son fill in for him on drums. So the nephew of, yeah.
Here's the deal. You're going to pay my son scale wage. Hey, yeah, he's just out on parole. He's a good kid. He's a fucking good kid. You're going to let him in? You're going to not search him, okay? He's going to come in wearing a backpack and nobody knows his business.
he's going to come in and play the drums. That's what good kids do. He's going to leave the backpack by the desk and nobody knows different. He'll be back after sound check. The backpack will be by the drums. Everybody's happy, copacetic. Am I right? Do we have problems? Boss, out.
They don't call him the Weinberg 7 for nothing.
We offer you a drum kit, you cannot refuse. You like congos, you like bongos, you like hi-hats, you like low-hats, you like double bass drums. Don't be afraid of the pedals, kid. You ride the pedals, the pedals are gonna ride you in this double bass drum kit. Yeah. Fucking Jersey. Go ahead.
So that's a little bit about the boss.
That's a lot about it with the boss. And the things that weren't fun are none of them are true. I made all of those up. You'll not remember anything John said.
Sources for this episode of Two Sided have been the first segment, New York Times, CBS News, NYC.gov, KHN.org, and the CDC. Second segment, BruceSpringsteen.net, IMBD, and Wikipedia.
Sources for My Boy Pete were alcohol from the bottle. I only was able to get 2 full pints to make a full bottle. And I was like, is this highway robbery? They said, yeah, born in the USA. I was like, this ain't Jersey. It was like wrong bodega, wrong time. Also, I was born to you by thrift stores. Thrift stores. You can pick up small mannequins for $5 if they look at his face. Look at its face. Shh. I know that's weird as fuck.
For those listening at home, it's so good you're not looking at his face.
No, honestly, that's where. Those of you who've seen Indiana Jones or Raiders of the Lost Ark, should I say, this is the part where John yells, "Close your eyes, Marion!" So, move on. And that's what I've been brought to you.
Boy, Pete, from this episode, is there anything you want to take a second look at, a second glance, a second opinion, a second chance?
Yeah.
This is Pete's retraction corner.
Yeah. I got a lot of notes here. Like some of them didn't hit, but I was okay. First off, apparently, we have to figure out if we're starting earlier, if I have to start drinking later, because like I pregame too much. Like I'm writing BA2, that's BA Baracus. Like I remember that joke, and I'm like, no, it's a good joke. I'll stand by it. I'll live and die by that. Nobody gets hurt, but we're badass. I pity the fool. Virus Spider-Man, no. Medusa, turnip face paint fail, no. Dingo doors, that was the other time, no, that's the other thing. Folks, I turned it over because I was being. Nope, none of it. Deer Hunter, nope. John, I stand by all of my work. Listen like Wizard. Listen to Deer Hunter with Born in the USA, like Wizard of Oz with Dark Side of the Moon. You have to start the second gunshot.
Well, thanks for listening, everybody. Let's do a shot and get out of here.
John, can you take a small pause for the applause? Like this is the part where I take bows because I finished. I didn't know what the button was, and when I said that, like the second gunshot, because that's God damn it. Let's drink about that. You guys want to smoke weed about my success? Come on. It takes a village to raise a Springsteen album.
Let's get these final messages and
nail it, baby.
Shoot it and get out of here.
Insane in the membrane. Pete, I adore your ramblings. You're just ridiculous.
ridiculous
well, cheers to your ramblings.
Well, informative, I think is what you meant to say. Cheers, baby.
Cheers.
Oh no.
We have our open chat show live on stereo every Tuesday, same time as tonight. So if you'd like to join us or you want to throw some topics out there, email twosidedpod@gmail.com. That's TWO sidedpod@gmail.com. And remember to join us for our green room right now on the stereo app. Let's start at 30 after the hour for after show wind down.
Which is going to be super great. And the thing, folks, like, because honestly, it's a hope and a prayer once we hit about an hour and a half into this show. So right now we're just clinging at the fucking the vestiges of hope of what we used to be and our hopes, dreams, ambitions.
But I'm saying,
if you
can't believe we're still in the air and still be able to do technology,
hit that like button above you. We're live on YouTube. We're only going to see the tail end, but you can go back. You can subscribe to us on our YouTube channel. You can look at the beginning, the end, all of the specifics you missed out. It's this, John, should we tell them? Let's tell them. I feel like this is where you realize what the Patreon is. The Patreon was inside you the whole time. All you have to do is subscribe to the YouTube channel, and now you've been Patreon. So you see how the sausages are made. You see the man behind the curtain. You see John's cell. You see my dirty kitchen. You see the mannequins and the cats and dogs that live around us. It's a beautiful, beautiful world.
Just made me bust out laughing like 70 billion times from your, I don't know. I would think it, you would say it, make me laugh even harder. I love you guys. Good show.
Hey, thank you so much. Thank you so much. But MFA, you should go back and listen to, I'm sure you will. You should, because we're giving you shout outs. And I watched you and Foggy, fucking Lyndon and Cletus, the follow up. And that was my spirit. He swears more than I do. This is great. She loves him. She has to love me. I don't play fucking games with fucking shit. Where the fuck am I? Fucking shit. Linda. Like,
that's a wrap for tonight. I'm John L. Peacock out in Brooklyn, New York.
And I'm my boy Pete. And I wasn't even supposed to work today.
And this was our show. And you can listen to our shows wherever you get your podcasts. And you can also join us live on our YouTube channel, Two Sided Podcasts, and also on the Stereo app every Thursday, 8 p.m. Pacific, 11 p.m. Eastern, as we talk about the two sides of life, the fun and the serious, here on Two Sided. I love you, Pete.
I'm a fan of yours, John. If you ever go vegan, I'll stop talking to you. All right? Goddamn straight. That's what a fucking right, mate. It's fucking crazy. Fucking, that was the first song I ever stripped to. Right there. And you pull me back. Whoa, that's not a strip. This is a strip. That's it. Back off.